going on, everybody? This is Dre Baldwin. You are watching the Work on Your Game show with Mr. DreAllDay. That is me, where I'm going to help you to bulletproof your mindset, learn how to sell, market, and promote yourself, and make things happen in your life instead of having things happen to you. And in today's episode, I'm going into some Eastern philosophy that I heard about a while back. Some Eastern philosophy about honoring what brought you here. Excuse me, I heard somebody talking several months ago, talking about Eastern philosophy versus Western philosophy, whereas in the West, we don't have a lot of respect for our elders. What do we do with our grandparents and our parents when they get too old to take care of themselves? We put them in nursing homes, or we go hire somebody to take care of them every single day. Whereas in the Eastern world, Eastern philosophies, the older people are honored. The older people are like gods. They're the superstars of the communities. Why? Because they have all that knowledge. They have all that wisdom and experience. The younger people want to keep their parents around. They want to keep their grandparents and their great-grandparents around as much as possible so they can learn from them, so they can learn the wisdom that was handed down to them. And I think there's some great things that we can learn, not only from that philosophy, not only from those exact practices, which is not exactly what I'm talking about, but from the philosophy of honoring what brought you here. See, when it comes to honoring what brought you here, in those examples, we're talking about our parents. I mean, none of us would exist without our parents conceiving us. But I want to talk today about honoring what brought you here, being the person that you are now, the business that you're in now, the success that you've had thus far. What is it that got you to that level of success? Now, how can you reconnect with it or make sure you stay connected to it so you don't forget what got you to where you're at? Now, does that mean that you're not going to get better? Doesn't mean you don't look at new things and look at ways of improving on what you're doing? Of course it doesn't mean that. What it does mean, though, is you need to stick to the principles, stick to the script of what makes you successful and what makes you the person that you are, what makes you the type of person that other people want to buy into. And I'm going to talk about that today in 3 simple steps. How you're going to make sure you're honoring what brought you here and keeping you where you're at. Number 1, keeping you where you're at, and that means successfully, not staying stagnant, but I mean keeping you where you're at in terms of producing success as consistently as possible. Number 1 thing you're going to do to make sure that you don't forget what brought you here, because as soon as you forget what brought you here, it's over for you. Number 1 thing